that was an interesting demoor. It took all of AmyJo's 50 horsepower. We've just moored up at Sutton Cheney Wharf, where it shows services. So there should be water and rubbish bins. There's neither. But if you walk the half mile from the previous winding hole where we're moored, you come to this bridge, bridge 62. But literally, just as you come through the bridge, is the 50-foot winding hole. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Life on Board AmyJo. Yeah, I'm back inside the boat today. I'll be honest with you, this next episode I've had a real nightmare trying to edit. As you'll see in the video, it was a beautiful, bright, sunny day, but the wind was horrendous. In fact, it was that bad it's ruined the audio on the video, so I apologise in advance for that. I've tried to improve it a little bit, but it's there all the time, unfortunately. But I'm doing this intro inside because the intro that I originally filmed on the day was very good, except the wind noise was horrendous. You could barely hear me speaking, and let's just say I should have blown my nose before we started. It didn't look very nice. I'll go no further than that. But we were in a very open spot, and it was a beautiful little spot, as you'll see. And we were going to make our way up to Market Bosworth, but as you'll see in a minute, the wind was that strong. It was what we would call in sailing terms an onshore breeze. In other words, the wind was blowing AmyJo onto the bank, and it took us a little time to get underway. But we managed it in the end, and we got underway. So hope you enjoy the vlog today. And once again, apologies for the poor audio in the video. It's as I said, I've tried to minimise the wind noise, but I haven't been very successful in all cases. But do enjoy.
Yesterday the wind took us away from the bank. Today the wind is pinned as against the bank.
Oh, that was an interesting demoor. It took all of AmyJo's 50 horsepower to get her off the bank because the wind was blowing us onto the bank, and it was very shallow, and but we eventually got her off. So we're underway. Crew's on their usual station. Good morning.
Well, for now.
For now.
It stays there.
Yeah, he of lately he's wanted to get up on the top, but then he wants to get down, and then he's whining, and he's doing a Rufus on boat time. I think he's taken some lessons from Rufus, I reckon. There you go, we're underway, we're going. This week we continue our journey along the Ashby Canal. We leave our mooring and we try to get rid of the rubbish at Sutton Cheney Wharf, only to find there are no bins. We carried on through Bosworth Marina and on to the Rising Sun pub at Shackleton, ending up moored up in Snareston at the end of the navigable part of the canal. The Ashby Canal was completed in the 1804 and carried coal from the North Leicestershire and Derbyshire coalfields to the local markets and via the national network to wharves in Oxford and London. The canal was taken over by the Midland Railway in 1845. Mining subsidence has been responsible for the abandonment of the northern length of the canal, and since 1967 the terminus has been half a mile north of Snareston. Tonnage carried on the Ashby Canal peaked at 153,400 tonnes in 1870, That generated tolls of over £5,000. Although the canal now terminates at Snareston, a further 8 miles of discontinued canal still remains that passes by Measham, famous for its pottery, and on through Oakthorpe, and then finally ending up in Moira. We've just moored up at Sutton Cheney Wharf, where it shows services. So there should be water and rubbish bins. There's neither. Apparently the rubbish bins were removed last week. How good's that? It wasn't long before we found Ian and Carol on Morning Star moored up, so we pulled in behind them to say hi and catch up. Well, despite the wind, we've managed to find a nice sheltered spot on visitor moorings near Market Bosworth, and you may recognise the boat behind us, of course. And you probably saw it as we were mooring up. That is Morning Star with Ian and Carol, and they'll be joining us later for a coffee and a good old chinwag. The downside of the mooring is we are next to a building site. They're obviously building a new housing estate here, but at least it's only during the day. They stop at night. Just up a hedge, just up ahead even, through the bridge hole is Market Bosworth Marina, or Bosworth Marina. So we won't be going in there this time because we don't need it just yet. And we've struck gold because just ahead of us, 2 water taps. So there we go. So that's us for tonight. Market Bosworth is famous for the Battle of Bosworth, which is the final significant battle in the War of the Roses between the House of Lancaster and the House of York. This resulted in the death of King Richard III. The Battle of Bosworth took place to the south of the town in 1485, and it wasn't until 2012 that King Richard III's remains were discovered. On Sunday, 22nd of March 2015, the King's funeral cortege passed through the town on its way to Leicester Cathedral for his reburial. Walking back from the village now, and we've just come across this place. Lovely little cottage. Just look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Interestingly, I had a vice like that in our old house in Essex. Well, take two. Good morning, everyone. And we've just demoored on our moorings at Market Bosworth.
Yeah.
Where we've met up with our good friends Ian and Carol on Morning Star, or Narrowboat Tales as you know them.
Had a lovely meal out at
Had a lovely meal
yesterday.
out lunchtime. If you're ever in Market Bosworth, I can thoroughly recommend the Dixie Inn.
Yes.
Excellent little pub. But we're now underway and we're heading for the top of the Ashby today. We're going to Snareston.
Not Snakestone, as
Not Snakestone, as I called it all day yesterday, yeah. So enjoy the cruise. Yeah. And we're now just passing Market Bosworth, or Bosworth Marina. I call it Market Bosworth, but it's not. And Ian and Carol have spent a few weeks in there while Carol went back to Wales, and they came out day before yesterday and joined us. So there you go. This is a little aqueduct that passes over the River Sense, and it's spelled S-E-N-S-E. Though you can't see much of the river from the canal. It's definitely there.
It's nice out.
Yeah. This is the village of Shackerston, or Shackerstone. Obviously popular with moorings here. These are all long-term moorings. Ooh.
That's different.
Rather posh mooring bollard there. Two, in fact. Although,
There's a stately home behind.
well, there is a house there. These beams are all that are left of the original pump that was in the pumping station here at Snareston. The last 8 miles of the canal are looked after by the Ashby Canal Association, and along that stretch is the Gilwick Shore Aqueduct, which needs a complete rebuild. The association is currently trying to raise funds to have the aqueduct rebuilt, and they're doing this by asking people to have your name put on a brick or sponsor a brick, and to date, when we were there, they'd raised £58,000. The pumping station here at Snarestone was built in the early 1890s by Hinckley Urban District Council for fresh water supply, and it made use of an existing coal exploration shaft. Later it was converted to electric operation, but subsequently closed completely. The building remains intact and is now a 5-bedroom residence. Well, if you walk the half mile from the previous winding hole where we're moored, you come to this bridge, bridge 62, but literally just as you come through the bridge is the 50-foot winding hole, and as you can see it would be extremely tight for AmyJo, but you can see where Chris is, the course of the canal. Smudge, run, run, run. And of course Smudge is making the most of it. Excuse me sniffing, it's a bit cold out here. He's having a whale of a time off lead, having a good old sniff, and we know that he's quite safe here. There are no roads nearby, so there you go. And this is the view you get from bridge 62 looking towards the unwatered section of the canal, which carries on for another 8 miles. Well, these mile markers are all the way along the canal. When we turned in at Marsden Junction it was saying 0:31. Well, it's 22 miles from there, as you can see, and 8 miles to the end of the canal, although that will be the non-watered section of the canal 8 miles away.
There you go, you've done it. We've reached the end as far as we can go. It's the Ashby.
Yeah, there's about another half a mile of canal still to go, but there's only a 50-foot winding hole at the end of it.
Which we're too long.
We're way too long at 67 feet, but fortunately just here, just behind Chris, is a 70-foot winding hole.
Yeah. And
just by the lock there, I don't know if you can see the lock, is a coffee shop and tea shop and what have you. So so that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. We did, yeah, definitely. Thanks for watching. Thank you for all your support and your comments. We absolutely love getting your comments. It's all right, Chris is worried.
Smudge.
We'd lost Smudge, yeah.
It's behind us, Steve.
Don't forget, if you want to subscribe, press the subscribe button, and you literally do it the once and you don't have to keep unsubscribing and subscribing. And give us a thumbs up.
And your comments.
And your comments, yeah. And don't forget the bell if you want future notifications of our vlogs when we post them. And one other thing is, we do have, and people have been asking me about it, we do have a shop with merchandise. If you're interested, there is a tab, I think it's just above you if you're watching on a laptop, that says shop. And if you click on that, you'll be able to see some of our merchandise that we've got going. And if you go on to our website, lifeonboardamyjo.com, and go to the shop there, you'll see the full range. So thanks very much again for watching, folks. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye.